they'll lynch you. But he did, and he laughs at
Yes, people, hope you are safe and well. Russ and the West Ham Network. Change of venue today. Change of venue. Still in Hornchurch, still in the Button residence, but I've moved to the drawing room rather than the garage today, only because Flo's and doing daddy daycare whilst working, and doing this as well. Hope you're all safe. Well, if you Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a bloody good subscribe. It's a lot cooler today. Thunderstorms on their way, I think, in Hornchurch. Speaking of thunderstorms, it was a bit rocky yesterday at West Ham. But it's a big week ahead of us. Let's talk about that. So, as I said, look, dog's falling asleep. Look, it's so what the dog's falling asleep. I can hear some snoring. It was the dog. Anyway, I hope you're all safe and well. Big week ahead of us. I was going to do the ratings, but then Anton did a review show yesterday, and Alf did a grumble this morning. A morning grumble for Alf. So I thought, you know what, there's enough of and I think Gates is going to do a review show and da. So I thought, you know what, we'll stop. We'll move ahead. We've got a big weekend ahead of us. Also, we had Holly Sharp yesterday on Saturday as well. Tweeted about it. Make sure you check that out. Really good as always. So we've got a big weekend, big week. We've got Thursday. Thursday's going to be a big game, obviously. Hammer's headlines tonight. I give this sort of a bit of an update of Viborg in terms of what they got to over the weekend, that type of thing. Their match when they played Slinkborg yesterday, I played them, and also we speak about a few other bits and bobs. But I thought that we've got that coming up. We've got Brighton coming up, and hopefully we've got some signings this week. There's been a plethora. It's a long word for a Monday. A plethora of transfer rumours have come up in the last sort of 24 hours. We're going to go through it all. Let's have a quick look and see. We've got chat. Ladders is here. Good afternoon to you. Evil Essex, hope you're well. Brian, hope you're well. I'll bring some news, whether it's good or bad news. We're talking about ins here. Good news of any sort would be nice. And Hosamoa, who's holding off from joining for us, I'm sure he is. Unfortunately, I'm not in Lyon. Jan, hope you're well. Marston, hope you're well. Papa Smurf's in the house. Ralph, afternoon. For a bloody hot Spain. Well, it's a lot cooler today. What was it? 20 odd, 20, 25, 27, 28, something like that. And it's windy. And so there's thunderstorms on its way. I thought it was quite clever. The thunderstorm and thunder and the stormy conditions yesterday as well in terms of after the game on Twitter and whatnot. David, hope you're well. Disappointing, but we've got plenty. 2 games in, that's all. Artel, good afternoon to you. Bad afternoon off that shambles. Any news, any signing news? We're going to do a bit of a transfer rumour roundup at the moment. Our form has dropped very badly. It has. James, hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you, bud. This is what we've got here. This is a typical start to the season. Let's all calm down. Afternoon, Del Boy. Bad result, but it was a great atmosphere and didn't think we deserved to lose. I didn't think we did it as well, to be honest. I think it was quite I mean, people say, "Oh, it's a better performance," but it should be a better performance. We're playing arguably a worse team than Man City, so it should be. Not enough, not too happy, but it could be worse. I could follow. Exactly, we're not bottom of the league, are we? Too many rumours. We don't have concurrent signings of 2.5 weeks ago. Let's talk about the rumours. Let's get into the rumours. There's plenty to talk about. Let's start with this gentleman. He's obviously the one we've been most sort of heavily linked with in the last couple of weeks. So as I said, apparently us and Sevilla both put in proposals for the Paris Saint-Germain defender. According to Fabrizio Romano, West Ham are going to be busy over the next couple of days. That's what he says. And he goes, one of the targets is obviously Tio. Apparently, these other Brown reports that he's hoped the German international, who will cost West Ham around 17 million euro, will be signed in time to feature in the next league fixture against our bogey team, Brighton and Hove Albion, at the weekend. So, it's the old Rusty Rumour rating. I mean, I've kept this as it is. I've kept it at a 7 out of 10 because it does seem to be the most prevalent in terms of all of our rumours at the moment. Let's have a quick jump in the chat. I do think a couple of signs we'll get this week. That's what I mean. If say, come Sunday, 2 victories this week, couple of signings, the world's a rosier place, isn't it, in West Ham? So make the most of what European matches we have, as we won't have any next season, says Peter, unless you win the conference, of course. Mike, be well. I haven't seen you for ages, man. A lot of potential to work with indeed. Bad day at the office. There were some positives. Defensively, it's awful. Sufa crap. Johnson, dodgy. Cresswell, pony. And Vanaken was class. Turned up and played well, but that's it. I don't think, Gunas were in this position last season. And don't forget, someone alluded to the other day, Leicester City, when they won the Premier League, lost their first game of the season 2-0, and then lost the second game of the season 1-0 with a missed penalty as well. It's coming home. It's coming home, boys and girls. A bit confused by goalkeeper situation. Why sign Ariella permanently to keep him on the bench? There'll be a change in the guard eventually, Mike, I think. We may sign, but Moyes won't play him. He will play him. At the end of the day, I think that I can see both Schumacher and Cornet both starting the Brighton game, maybe playing a half on Thursday, maybe. Win this position 2 years ago and still qualify. You're totally right. We won't win conference, Ross, as Moyes wins feck all. Is anyone not going to the match? Is there no trains? I'll be there. Stale. Good morning, says Jonathan. Let's move on. As I said, we've got loads to get through. Loads of rumours to get through. There's this guy, still not going away. He's Eric Bailly. According to The Athletic, West Ham have made contact over the potential signing of the Man United defender. The online outlet has reported on its website that the Hammers would prefer a loan option, but with the Red Devils subsidising part of these high wages for that period. But Man United has said to only want a direct transfer and are prepared to wait until deadline day for any potential exit. I think this will be, if Eric Bailly is going to be, if he comes to, if he came, would be a transfer deadline day deal. This is like literally 10th on the list, in my opinion. The old Rusty Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, gives it a 5 out of 10. Because it was a 3, but it's gone to 5 because I could see if, for example, you're looking at the likes of potentially Nottingham Forest might be looking for another centre-back now, because I don't know how bad Nakati's injury was on yesterday. So they'll buy another 3 centre-backs to make that 1 point. Villa, obviously. Diego Carlos rupturing his Achilles. That's him out for the foreseeable amount of time. So I think we're going to be competing in a much tighter group, I think, now. So let's see. 2 games of the chat of Moyes to be set against Vanaken. It's insane. I heard this night that Kai and Carl Jenkins. Carl Jenkins went signed. He's just gone to. Carl Jenkinson has moved to an Australian and A-League side. Not Carl Jenkinson, but Kai Creator apparently is signing for Forest this week. Let's say have something positive. We're always positive, mate. You know me. Can't understand the fans that want Moyes out. We owe a lot. Well, football's a funny old game, isn't it? You live and die by almost week to week results. I think Moyes has got some credit in the bank. Some people don't think so, but I think he's got some credit in the bank. How many points after our first? I don't know, mate. Don't know. Atalanta's Zutamine and my favourite of all. Love watching Brentford smash Man United, indeed. 3 months ago, DM was our hero, indeed. He was. And as I said, by the end of the weekend, the end of this week, 2 victories, maybe 1 in the conference playoff, maybe against Brighton, maybe beating Brighton for the first time ever in the Premier League, plus a couple of signings. I think the world would look a rosier place, to be honest. Dennis, hope you well, my friend. Staying cool, look cooler. Got my fan. Got my missed fan. So thank you very much. Let's move on. As I said, we've got plenty to get through. In fact, I might even put a little bit of music underneath. Speaking of Aston Villa, now this one's cropped up. It's not one I'm particularly interested in, and I think, as we said, because of actually, I don't have music. Because of the Diego Carlos situation, I don't think this is. I think it's a non-starter. But apparently, we have been in conversation. We have been considering making a move for Tyrone Mings, the 29-year-old situation. We've been monitoring it. Seems unlikely to leave now. Obviously, with Diego Carlos on a long spur sideline with his Achilles injury. I mean, I'll move on from this one because I can't see this one happening. But we just report what's been reported. 3 out of 10. I think that's generous. That's generous in terms of what I think. I don't think this is happening at all. But we bring you it. Won't happen. That's what I mean, Brian. But it's been reported. So this was reported on Saturday before, obviously, the injury to Tyrone Mings to Diego Carlos. Has a lot more credit in the bank. It's only youngsters that don't appreciate Moyes, maybe because they realise how bad we've been over the years. True. Last 2 seasons, I've been worried about relegation. I'm not worried this season. That's down to Moyes. Totally agree, Del Boy. You're not looking, but I think was it Gonzo yesterday said, you're not looking behind. You're looking in front, and I think that's, I'm not even. I know we jokingly say, West Ham clips today will say 40 points to go. Now I never consider us to be in a relegation battle. Do you know what I mean? It's always like, how high in the table can we achieve? That is totally down to Moyes. Moyes will play some same time because he's stubborn as a mule. I don't think so, Peter. I think there'll be some changes. We should just pay PSG for Kehrer and Alou Diallo, another player we're looking at. Very similar. Very similar to actually, no, he's more of a left back, really. Anyway, let's move on. As I said, I want to get through loads. There's loads to get through, and then I want to get through your comments. Conor Gallagher. Let's talk about Conor Gallagher. So apparently West Ham have inquired 3 times into the availability of Conor Gallagher so far this season, according to transfer insider Dean Jones from Gimme Sport. He understands that West Ham have already inquired 3 times about his availability to make sure Chelsea's stance has not changed. Are you sure you're not going to sell him? Are you sure you can't loan him? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Sounds like the woman from Father Ted. Yoel. The transfer side also insists there's plenty of work for Hammers to do, and they remain active in the window. He said Conor Gallagher is a player they've asked about 3 times just to keep tabs on it more than anything. They're just making sure as we go through the summer, Chelsea hasn't changed their stance on him. There's still a possibility they do, and they want to be in that conversation. I think he's a fantastic player. He's 22, 65 Premier League appearances so far. He's got a wealth of experience for someone so young. Chelsea probably want, I reckon, about 50 million from him, I reckon. So it would be unlikely we'd match that price for a permanent deal. But if Freddie Young does come in, that would seriously put into question Conor Gallagher's place in the Chelsea lineup, particularly for the World Cup year. So I think a loan deal then would be probably best for both parties, to be honest. The old Rusty Rumour rating gives this one a 50-50 because I think we're going to be competing with a lot of other clubs. And hopefully we can offer at least European football. Whether Chelsea will let us play him because of the Champions Leagues and stuff like that in case they do a recall, I don't know. But 50-50 for Conor Gallagher. I'd love him here. Still think 5-7 finish this season. Scomack and Cornet should start this week, though. The time has come. I totally agree. Told no 3 times, but keep asking. I think it's just in case. Just for courtesy, Peter, more than anything. I don't want Moyes to be sacked just to adjust his tactics. I think Moyes is showing the board that he picks the players he wants and won't play his own, let alone their picks, until he's ready. But also, I think with Moyes as well, the whole thing around having 8 subs on the bench yesterday, surely there's one player in the 23s, a Dan Chesters, an Okaflex you could have thrown on. Do you know what I mean? It just seems a bit a bit narky. Gallagher to Palace on loan and knows their players and style. Maybe. Maybe, baby. Right, who's next? Who's next in the old Russie rumours? It's another Chelsea boy. We'll stick with Chelsea. According to kneesup.com, West Ham have made fresh inquiries for Chelsea's Brazilian left back Emerson Palmieri. He celebrated his 28th birthday last month, and it's believed to be at semi-advanced levels, whatever that means. Whether it's a permanent deal, apparently he's available at 13 million quid, or on loan is unknown at this time. Obviously, we played against him when he was on loan at Lyon in the Europa League last season. To be honest, I think a permanent deal would probably suit us better in case someone like Gallagher, Brozier are made available for loan towards the end of the season. That gives us options. If we took Emerson on loan, obviously we'd have to buy them outright in terms of Brozier or Gallagher, and we wouldn't have 30 million, 50 million maybe for them respectively. So I think a loan deal, or even under 10 million, 30 million, 10 million quid, 28, you're going to get 5 years out of him. I don't think it's the worst deal. I mean, we need a left back. 6 out of 10 I've given this one, because I could see this one happening a little bit. What we got here, what's the score of the Gerds now? I reckon if you've seen this side of World Cup, you've done well. What we got here, more chance of signing Colton Palmer and Emerson. I think some of us need to understand it's not going to be sometimes you need to move backwards or forwards. Indeed, Flynn must be great in his move, especially when Souček had another bad game. I think Flynn will get some game time on Thursday. Obviously, Declan Rice is suspended for both legs, so you would think Flynn's going to come in and partner Souček in the middle, or maybe they might even drop Souček and play Coventry and Flynn. I don't know, or maybe play Souček for the first one and then probably drop him if we're in a strong position and play Coventry and Flynn. I don't know. Antonio should start on the left wing, but Ram should be played as a number 10 behind Skamaka. Where would you put Cornet, then Cape? Let me know. How comes everyone gives credit for sticking with Ben Rama when the fan base wanted Cornet to start? Has been crap first 2 games. Maybe he should be benched against Brighton. I don't think he's been playing very well at all. I think Barry played about 10 minutes, 15 minutes yesterday, I reckon, in the second half. But he's not at the races at all. I'd put, and he got subbed off for Cornet. I could see Cornet starting on the right wing and give Bowen a bit of a kick up the arse, because he needs it, because he needs to be starting. He needs to be playing well to get on that plane to the World Cup. Can't wait till Agard's back. We need him. Yeah. It's a similar thing. I remember when we bought like Dean Ashton, and then they bought Craig Bellamy, and you could see the plan was there. It never worked out, and I think this team would be totally different with Agard in there. Totally different, because it just, it's a quality. It's not just his defending, but it's his ball play as well. And we're very static in the centre backs. A couple of good crossfield balls yesterday from Ben Johnson, but not enough. Don't want the guy sacked. He's doing my nutting with his selections. Just need a confidence boost and some tuning. Indeed. Looks like Flex and Longhello are going out on loan. I think Longhello could be going out on loan after Thursday. Possibly. In case he puts him left back. Obviously Crest was suspended. Sub for Antonio's legs are shot. Indeed. He's bowing the shape. The play he came back out of shape. Is Bowen the player who came back out of shape? That's what you mean there, Scott. We should pay. Yes, we should. We should just pay him. Indeed, just pay the money. We need Dawson back. Isn't as good as people think. I think Dawson. I think Zuma plays one in the 2. Just plays one in the 2. But he needs that second. He's not a leader. I think he has to play with although he does improve the likes of Diops and Dawson, but Dawson's a bit of a leader, isn't it? So I think Zuma was there. I think Zuma and Agard would be a nice partnership. We need Dawson back. We certainly do. He runs like Paul Radcliffe needing a dump. I think that's dump, not dimp. Doesn't matter who we get in if he ain't going to play him. He's going to play in Liam, but he can't. I mean, to me, as I said, Skamaka hasn't had any pre-season at all. So by the time the Brighton game comes along, he'll have 3 weeks under his belt. It's a bit better. Cornet, the same. He hasn't played He hasn't played, Yes, he may have had pre-season, but he hasn't played at all in the first few games at Burnley. Company didn't play him because he knew he was out. Moyes said one player came to pre-season out of shape. I suspect it was Bowen. Might have been. I don't think so. It might have been. You never know. Right, who's next? Who's next on the old list? Keeping my knees on Mother Brown. They also reported that the next name we're looking at in terms of central midfield is Club Brugge midfielder Hans Vanaken, 6'4" Belgian international, hailed as the best player in the Pro League. Was the subject of a foul bid by West Ham a couple of years ago. In October 2020, we put an offer in around 13 million, which was rejected by Club Brugge. But the Hammers are investigating the possibility of putting in a fresh bid for the 29-year-old international in terms of moving to the London Stadium, having obviously had our attempts for Onana foiled when he joined Everton. Now he's 29, so I can't see this being a long-term prospect, but again, doesn't really fit the Moyes system. He's a good player. He's an international. He's got experience. I think there's a balance to have. I think not everyone you can bring into a side has to be under the age of 22. I think you need some experience as well, and Vanaken has some experience. He's a Belgium international. Very classy player. There's 6'4", so similar dimensions to someone like Souček. It could mean that maybe they could then potentially move Souček on if need be. Rusty Rumour Rating gives this one a 6 out of 10 because I think the price is right. I could see him coming in, and I could see him coming in doing a good job for us. In all honesty. No thanks. He looks injured every match. Hopefully next season Moyes gets business done early so we get the whole team gelled. And indeed, Zuma scares me. We should swap officials every season from me and give them all over Europe. That'd be nice. That's a good idea, actually, Brian. Did Zuma get injured during community service? I understand, mate, but 70 is not enough. Skamaka didn't have that much game time under him of late. No, he hasn't. Didn't have any pre-season or anything. So you can't throw him in and expect him to have to miracles. So he's played 30 minutes last couple of games. Then I think coming in with a decent week, maybe he might even get a half maybe on Thursday maybe, and then start on Sunday maybe. I don't know, or I think there's that you've got his balance. I know we're desperate to see him come in, and that's why I think someone like Everton. That's why I was gutted we didn't get someone like Conor Cody coming in. I mean, Conor Cody signed for Everton. He started on the weekend. He's had the pre-season. He's played the Premier League, so he's up to speed. Anyone you get in now who's maybe who hasn't featured, you're going to have to give them 2-3 weeks to get up to speed. Where you want someone who's playing. I mean, look at Eric Bailly, for example. If you've got Eric Bailly and he hasn't played for God knows how long, so that would never work. I think someone like Conor Gallagher, makes sense. I know Brozier came on yesterday as well. That makes sense. So, yeah. To help Skamaka, we should go for Raspadori. Apparently, I think it's Napoli are looking at him at about 25 million quid. Apparently, we're still looking at him as well. Would love Raspadori. That gives me sort of Tevez Mascherano vibes, you know what I mean? Like bringing in your best mate. There's your 10 sorted, isn't it? He did get a knock, but that's what I mean. He came in straight away. Do you know what I mean? So that's the trouble. Anyone we get coming in now is just gonna keep going. It's gonna take 2-3 weeks to get going. We don't need that. We need people to come in now. He's had enough time to get centre back in, but still hasn't. We'll see the left back. I don't think he's differing too much, Helen. I just think we're trying to get the right. Yes, you want to get a centre back in. But I don't want to get the wrong centre back in, I don't want to play. And also, you don't want to pay inflated prices as well, and that's another issue. People know we need a centre back, so they're going to say, right, okay, it might be 15 million quid usually, 25 because you're desperate for one. No, you're right, mate. We don't be put over a barrel. I don't know. I think originally we were looking at a double bid for him, but they weren't going to let both of them go. And now it looks like that. I think Napoli are looking at him And so, yeah. But that, in a weird way, then Napoli, say if Napoli buy Raspadori, where does that leave someone like Zelensky who can play in that 10 role? Do we put a bid in for him? I don't know. There's a lot more twists coming up, mate. I tell you, there's a lot more twists in the West Ham transfer news, that's for sure. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about another midfielder. Let's talk about the Brighton man. They're obviously playing Brighton on Sunday. Hopefully, Neil Mopai would have already signed for Nottingham Forest by then, so that's one person we don't have to worry about scoring against us. Glenn Murray doesn't play for him anymore as well, but apparently West Ham are reportedly keen to sign talented Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo in the summer transfer window. According to a report in the Sunday Mirror yesterday, who claimed the Hammers could face competition from the likes of Man United, Arsenal and Juventus for the 20-year-old signature. Brighton won the race for him, the 23-capped Ecuadorian international, back in the January transfer window. They only paid £4.5 million for him. Absolute bargain now, as Brighton have got themselves an unbelievably good player at a very, very cheap rate. They reckon that Hammers are one of a handful of clubs who are keen to prize them away this summer. I think it'd be a great signing for us, but I think with the calibre of clubs chasing him, I don't think we'd win. He could stay at Brighton and get game time. With us, it's a similar deal to Onana, really. He wouldn't be guaranteed a first team place. He'd come in and have to compete, and he might enjoy that. But Onana didn't, and he was on the bench on Saturday, wasn't he? And then when Decore got injured, they brought in Tom Davis instead of him. Ridiculous, isn't it? The old Rusty Room rating, I'll give this 4 out of 10. Again, a very Moyes type signing. Very Moyes type signing, but I just think I can't see it at the moment. Just can't see it. Had the goal stood on for taking the penalty, we'd be looking. That's what I mean. Fine margins at the moment. Why did we let Vlasic and Diop go, pulling out leg hair? Now I'm exceedingly thin on top. I think Vlasic was never going to get a game time anyway, and he was just occupying a space on the bench. He'd have been the 9th sub, wouldn't he, on yesterday? So I think that's a benefit for him as in his career, in terms of the World Cup. And fair enough, I get that. And if it means that maybe someone like Dan Chesters can get some game time or get some bench time, then surely that's a good thing. Diop didn't want to play, didn't want to be with us. So pretty much refused to play. So don't want someone like round. It's toxic. It was toxic. So yeah. Is there a Championship centre half you'd like? Not really. Most of the ones I earmarked are now in the Premier League, like Tosan from Fulham, Joe Worrell, Bournemouth's bloke as well, Tyrone. So yeah, they're all in the Premier League now. The Suso Musketeers, Oscar Maka is at Juventus, so fingers crossed. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Had the goal stood on, yeah, I've read that one. Pretty sure we'll be happy Hammers at the end of the season. Me too. Won't be done till Monday at the earliest. Getting so past board now. These supposed transfer rumours. Every day a new player linked. Still no signings. Still these 4 players. And apparently that's what Moyes wants, 4 players. That's what I've been reading. Stuart Pearson missed maybe the reason for our poor season. Maybe. But at the end of the day, he was gutted he had to go. But he just for his own personal reasons, his own sanity, all the travel. Can't understand why we haven't bid for Tielemans. Obviously not like... but no one's bid for him, Martel. Arsenal are rumoured, but they haven't bid for him. You think someone like Tielemans, there must be something wrong with him for no one else to bid with him. Yeah, Barcelona buying everyone. Surely Eagle or on the Italian side or no other side to bid for him. So why? Well, it must be something. It must be something in the old MOT test. Do you think we may only sign and that's it? No. I could see at least 2, if not 3 players coming in. Windows should shut before the season starts. Yes, that's always been a pro. It's changed, isn't it? It used to be that, and then it moved to the end of the month. Elise, yeah, but he's a good one, isn't it? Yeah, he's quite good apparently. Was that Benny's best game? Possibly. Sorry, Mr. Jenkins. Well, he signed for Forest. I was about to say he signed for them. Yeah, he's at Newcastle Jets. He was at Forest. He then went to, I think it's Western Australia. No, No, it might be Sydney FC or something like that. And then he came back, and now he's, as you said, at Newcastle Jets. Good point, as always. Rice won't have the dressing room like Noble. Not yet, anyway. Young. And that's the one thing which I think we've missed with Mark not being there, is that dressing room. And Deck's great. But it's different being a team captain on the pitch to being a club captain, and that takes time. And he's still a young lad, so there we go. He'll get it. The only positive is at least we have no one wants to go to Man U now. Indeed, what disappointed me yesterday is that rather than change, we simply change players. Doesn't Wolverton have any say in the team? Well, I think Wolverton is the first team assistant assistant coach, isn't it? So he would have thoughts. Obviously, it's David Moyes' decision, isn't it? When they finish early, then we'd have to get the deals done. You're totally right, man. We would have to. Right, let's move on. We've got more. We've got this guy, Arthur Melo. Now he's been sort of on the peripherals, but Juventus manager Allegri confirmed that Arthur Melo was left out. Was left out of his squad on Sunday, as he's due to be sold immediately. West Ham are eyeing a bold move to sign the talented Brazilian midfielder this summer. Recent reports from Marca and Tuto Juve claim that West Ham want the 26-year-old as David Moyes searches for a new midfielder. We're in urgent need of top quality addition to our engine room. Corriere dello Sport reckon he'll be available for around £39 million. They claim West Ham are seriously eyeing a move to sign him this summer. If so, a boost from Italy with news, as I said, that the Juventus manager confirmed he was left out of the squad as he was due to be sold immediately. He admitted before the game that he wasn't 100% fit, but then afterwards said he wasn't included because he was going to be sold. According to Fabrizio Romano, he was honest enough to state that the Hammers target was not in the squad because he could be sold. By the sounds of it, it's a two-horse race between us and Arsenal, really. With bids for the likes of Nunez, £30-odd million, Onana, £35 million. The money's there for a midfielder. So £36 million, £40 million for someone like Arthur isn't beyond the realms of possibility. But I think it's where he sees his future. And obviously, Arsenal could offer him Europa League football. We obviously got Europa League Conference at the moment, Europa Conference League, hopefully, if we win our double header. So we'll see. I've given it a 5. I think it's a 50-50, to be honest. I think it really is a 50-50 race between us. I think Valencia were interested, but they've pulled out recently. So we'll see. Not another Arthur. Indeed. But this one's a good one. Melo Yellow. They call it Melo Yellow. Or you could do it to the Melo. Yeah, you could do it to the Rebel by David Bowie. Melo, his passing's the best. Melo, 3 hammers on his chest. I'm just making it up. I'm literally spitballing. I'm spitting bars like it's nothing. I'm just going through it. Can't wait for Gare to come back. It's a choice between Arthur Melo, Tielemans, battling Arsenal. It's defo Tielemans for me. Don't make songs when we won't get them. Hard work being a West Ham supporter. Taking his reports are a bit short. It is, but then you delve. That's what we try and do. Obviously, we're not ITKs. We literally just reported the news back to you guys. But when we look at things, we take it a little bit more into context. We look at things. Actually, Melo, it did seem a bit of a pipe dream, but actually, if you only quote for 35 million quid, we know we've had bids accepted at 35 million quid for Onana. Wages will be on, but there we go. Might have missed this. Any news? We started about Thilo right at the beginning. There's that Mother Brown report that they hope to have him in. They have to hope to have him signed all by all in time for the Brighton game, between 15 and 70 million quid, and it could be one of 3 signings coming in with Emerson from Chelsea and Hans Vanaken as well. Same news yesterday. There we go. Thank God we certainly do. Honestly, we weren't terrible. We weren't. We was all right. We was okay. We just couldn't. But literally hit the post twice. Missed penalty. Saves off the bar. Fabianski a couple of good saves. I didn't think Forest offered much in the. They basically played West Ham at their own game. He's literally a carbon copy of West Ham. You know, they've got Teo Ariani up front, who's basically Mikel Arteta, who I've spoken about a million times on this channel. I really wanted at West Ham. He was a constant danger, but he's just a big lad up front, and he's a bulldozer, and that's basically what West Ham do. Counter attack. Brendan Johnson's basically their version of Jared Bowen. Very similar. And second half, I thought we were a lot better, but we should be. We should be playing a lot better because we could play much worse. Let's talk about Attila. Now. There's conflicting reports at the moment about our pursuit for Attila Zalesi. Some reports say we've pulled out of the deal completely, but some say we're eyeing him up again. According to Sky Sports Germany, the Hammers have turned their attention back to the Hungarian international with uncertainty over the ability to convince Thilo Kehrer to the club. So the idea is it's probably one or the other in terms of them two. Why not both? I don't know. The report seems that the latter man's preference is to stay in France at the moment, while the East Londoners are seemingly unwilling to meet the £20 million fees, €20 million fee for the PSG defender, £70 million, with a year remaining on his existing deal at the Parc des Princes. The fact has seen Attila, who had made the move to Turkey about 18 months ago, emerge as a potential alternative for those at the London Stadium. You know my thoughts about Attila. I love him. He's 6'4", left-footed centre-back, imposing, the ideal heir to Angelo Bonner, in my opinion. I'd like him. But whether it all happens, I don't know. There's conflicting reports. So we know nothing. We're from Barcelona. 6 out of 10. But maybe that's because I really want him. That's probably what it is. What we got here? What happened with the bloke? It's Gijo. Is apparently, is it Wolves? He's probably going to go to Wolves. Because obviously they already have Hwang as well, don't they? He's from South Korea, I believe. Is he from South Korea? Yeah, I believe so. So yeah, apparently like £6 million, something like that. If we gave the money and not available, then we can get on a permanent deal, then get Brozier after Chelsea. Well, that's the saying about the money's there. Now, I think Gallagher will pay, you look about £50 million for Gallagher, I reckon. In all honesty. And Onana was 40 million, so it's 10 million difference. You think with the deal money coming in, that could cover that as well. Brozier on loan. I agree, man. What the F has happened to Bowen, totally agree. Offered a winning mentality, something we do not possess. They were just in a high, I think, in my opinion. You're blaming Danny Dyer. People who have watched him say he's not Premier League quality. Attila the Don, that was a very workmanlike performance from Forest. At least we didn't sit back, let the opposition take. And don't forget, their goal was literally like pinball, weren't it? A pinball goal. Attila, just get it done. That's what I want. I want Attila. I want him. I really want him. One more to go. And it's an Italian. We love an Italian now. And then there's this guy. According to French media outlets, Homme du Match claim that West Ham and a number of other clubs are vying from Wilfred Gnonto, yeah. In the coming weeks, but the youngster, he's currently playing for Swiss side Zurich. He's an Italian international. He's 18, considered one of the next big talents off the Italian conveyor belt, already playing outside of Serie A as well. There was a lot of hoo-ha internally about Scamacca leaving Italian shores, because they obviously a lot of hopes rest on Scamacca is in terms of being an Italian international. This is the same true with Gnonto. He's clocked up 69. He's 18, but he's clicked up 69 senior appearances for Zurich. He scored 12 goals and 9 assists. He's entered the last 12 months of his contract. His form, despite it being in Switzerland, was enough for him to be called up into the Italian senior side. He's played 4 times for Italy so far. He's scored in the Nations League defeats to Germany. Gianluca Di Marcio says a £4.25 million move could be done within the next 10 days. Even if the price is up to 10 million quid, it's a bargain. This guy's a bargain. He's a real talent, and he's already been given Italian caps. He's destined to become a household name, I think. So, if the other clubs are looking at him, Leeds, Nice, can pick him up from anywhere near less than 10 million quid. We've got ourselves an absolute bargain. End of the day, Gnonto just needs to decide which club's going to offer him probably the best chance of first team football. I think he's a fantastic player. He's someone I've known about for a while, and excited to be linked with him. He's still in braces. He's still, and he's got a bit about him. He's Italian. He was at Inter Milan for his youth career, and for me, he could be that sort of long-term successor to maybe he's a forward he's a forward, but he's 5'7". He's nippier, but he's very bulky. I mean, as I said, he's still got braces in that picture. The old Rusty rumour rating, the original rumour rating gives this one. That's a 5 out of 10. So I take the comments out. 5 out of 10. I'd love to see him. I'm surprised other people haven't come in with him. So, but keep that one. What we got here? Read another son, but mother Moises read up with another grandmother. Russ, is Anton getting his hair cut as he might need a line to stay that Barnet yesterday. Let's beat Leeds this one. Anton said he may shave it off. Maybe do it for charity. Maybe he'd do it for Iron Spoon Food Banks. We've got a good thing with Iron Spoon Food Banks coming out soon. A nice draw, a nice raffle for a match-worn Fabianski shirt. There we go. Reminds me of Balotelli. But I think, and the fact what I like about Wilfred is he's moved. He's obviously playing outside of. He's in Switzerland, and he's doing really well there. So for me, I think he would be a very exciting player. As I said, if we get for less than 10 million, very interesting. So where are we on the transfer rumours complete? Let's have a quick look on the transfer rumours complete. This is the current list. I had to put Gnonto at the end because that was that turned up right at the end this morning. No, we don't have time. I want that one. Let's take one off. So we are ready. Almost 175 players now we've been linked with in this transfer so far. This transfer window so far, we're getting there. 171 players. There we go. Exciting. I'd like to think going. It's exciting. Definitely exciting. How about Russ grows an afro? Not going to happen, GP. Unfortunately, that ship has been sailed. Fun fact, we haven't won an away game since January. Doesn't surprise me. That list shows we have no direction and we need a technical read. That list shows, GP, journalists, board journalists. That does not show no direction. That list shows there is no way on God's green earth that we have bid for 175 separate players. No way at all. At all. And actually, Brian, you're right. I need to put Paqueta in there. Paqueta's not in there. 172. We haven't been linked with. Just looks like bullseye. This is who you should have signed. This is just all over the place. As I said, if you break it down, there's a lot of defenders, a lot of attackers, a lot of midfielders, and a few goalies. But it's not. We have no direction. It is that we don't have. Because we don't leak anything now. We have journalists who are bored and need to come up with ideas, and so literally anyone will be linked with West Ham and Newcastle. I reckon Newcastle's list is about the same as well. Anyway, peeps, been an absolute pleasure as always. We'll be back at 5 o'clock tonight. We're talking about another rumour for another defender. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about Joseph Anang. Something dodgy. I reckon something dodgy, that move to Logan Deal to Derby, I'll be honest. And I'll give you what the St Patrick Athletic manager said on that, because he was actually still on loan at St Patrick. He was then recalled back by West Ham and has gone out to Derby on loan. Not too sure about that one. I think West Ham flexing their muscles a little bit against St Patrick Athletics, in my opinion. And we'll talk about Viborg as well. Obviously, you're playing Viborg on Thursday. How they got on the weekend as well, and where they're in the Danish Super League and all that type of stuff. So lots of fun, lots of interesting stuff. As I said, if you got some spare like 10 minutes, Alf did a bit of a grumble this morning, talking about his review of the game and David Moyes' transfer policy and what we need to do. Holly did a latest show. It's about 5 minutes long on Saturday. Tweet all about it. Check it out. Really, really good fun as always. We've got stuff coming up all the way. We'll have 2 previews this week for the Viborg and the Brighton game. You lucky devils. Probably 2 watch-alongs as well, maybe. I put my list together of the players we've got coming up, the interviews we've got coming up, and it's special. I'm going to do it this, so you can't see them, but it's special. Look, it's a long list. That's all I'm showing. It's special. So check it out. We've got some good interviews coming up, both with ex-players and also celebrity fans as well. What we got here? Ben, we need to crush Viborg. I'm going for a draw at Brighton. We'll wait. Oh, I've never seen you. Might love you. Good night and hit that. Good night. Are you off to bed? What we got here? Take care. Chat after the. Might watch Moyes chat after match to catch up on sleep. Very good. Ladies again, take care. Holly is good. Nice to see you didn't let her go to Hammer's chat. She's been on the. Oh, Holly's a great shout. Holly's a good girl. We'll get on more and more. And Harry as well. We had Harry on match day morning. His preview was phenomenal. Literally 3 minutes. Just all you need to know. So concise. Got Billy Bonds? Nope. Please tell me you've got Repka's not on that list. I do apologise. As I said, if you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a bloody good subscribe. Maybe become a channel member as well. Why not? All the weekly, monthly draws and all that memorabilia stuff coming up as well as a few other little bits and bobs for our channel members coming up very, very shortly as well. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Stay lucky, stay cheeky, stay positive, stay hydrated. Keep the faith, and I'll see you guys at 5 o'clock tonight. Ta-ta for now, my friends. Bye.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of